Rachel, let's talk about the super fight in boxing that's coming up, potentially. One of the biggest fights in the sport, I think, even. I'm pretty hyped for it. I'm not, this isn't hyperbole. But Christina Hammer and Claressa Shields are clearly, like, the two best women fighters in the world, at least that I've seen. And I know that we saw Cecilia Brækhus fight on HBO. I thought she was really excellent as well. But what I see in Shields and Hammer are two really good athletes that like have God-given ability, who have also put in a tremendous amount of work in the boxing ring, and both are really excellent fighters. I like both of them. I think that they're both the kind of fighters that I want to see on TV, and I'm really excited about it. I think if we're going to start with Hammer, can we start with Hammer?
Yeah.
Hammer, she's really popular in Germany. She's also a model, so that helps, you know, get your name out there. But I mean, I'd seen a little bit of her on YouTube trying to find like clips of her fight when she would propose to an opponent. She's really skilled. She has really great jab. It's really strong jab. She reminds me, the way she fights, of Vladimir Klitschko, where it's sort of a basic way to fight, right? But you can tell that she's really great at it. She's using her legs. She's really tall. She's like 3 inches taller than Claressa would be. She uses the stiff jab, and she uses the 1-2 punch. And really, we saw Vladimir Klitschko rule the heavyweight division with that for a long time. And she's capable. She's doing it right now at middleweight, and she's capable of doing it against Claressa too.
Yeah. So I was also impressed with Christina Hammer, seeing her fight against Tori Nelson. Although I will say that Tori Nelson isn't the same level as opponent as what Claressa fought that night. So what I did see though, Christina is using boxing skill, just kind of dance around Tori Nelson and with skill win that fight. So
and that, like, I think like that's a good strategy, because that's what she's tall, she's athletic, she's fast, you know, like she's got she's thick, like she's tall but she's thick, kind of like Vladimir is. Like she's not like really skinny. Right. I think your assessment of her is wrong. Basically, we've talked about this over the last couple days. I think she's a really good fighter. I think that she'll give anybody at middleweight trouble, including Claressa Shields.
I think that she can. So if we kind of transition over to Shields.
Claressa,
seeing her box.
That's one of my favorite fighters.
Very different from Christina Hammer. So a completely, utterly different style. And so what I saw, if I'm going to think about a potential Hammer versus Shields match, is my opinion is that although Hammer is very skilled, I felt like I saw a lot of wasted movement in the way that like she bounces and jumps around. And I think against somebody like Shields, who I think she boxes as like a force of nature, and I don't think Hammer has the strength to or size or weight to withstand that in the ring.
Here's what I see when I see Claressa Shields. I see Claressa as a fighter who has not yet reached her full potential.
And I think that was definitely shown against Gabriel's Friday night. There were some weaknesses. I heard you point out during the fight that Claressa's punches were wide.
Yeah, she throws wide punches often because she just wants to run over everybody. And that's great. I love that. But she needs to shorten her punches up a little bit. She needs to be more fluid and let it come to her. I think she'll get there. Like, she's still learning. And it's exciting. And I think that she's great for women's boxing. I thought she was great for women's boxing way back when she won her first Olympic gold medal, you know. And she's got a little bit of a, I don't want to say a chip on her shoulder, but she remembers not being, if you go back to the 2012 Olympics, like, everybody was talking about Marlon Esparza, and she had all the cover girl, you know, like, they had all the stuff. And Claressa was left out in the cold on that. And that, I think that just like when you look at the Charlos and Jamal Charlo and how hard he had to work, I think it just, like, it's something that helped Claressa become arguably the best woman fighter in the world and maybe become the women fighter ever. So let's say we're gonna watch him fight. We're excited about the fight. It would be for a whole bunch of middleweight titles and probably the title of who's the best women boxer on the planet.
Do you have a pick for a winner of that potential matchup?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
Oh, we already said. I think it's Shields.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think that Shields beats Hammer, but I think that there's two possibilities in the fight. One is that Shields' physicality overwhelms Hammer, but another possibility is that with 2-minute rounds and the way that Hammer is able to box, she could win six rounds against Claressa.
So if it went all...
Because Claressa throws wide, and the things that she does when she's bouncing, I don't feel like that's wasted movement. I think that what she's doing is that's a way to shorten a round, right? That's what like good boxers are able to do. Good boxers like Christina Hammer are able to shorten rounds to even less than the 2 minutes, or for 3 minutes if you're a man, and then their action is what dictates the fight, right? So I think it's actually part of her strategy. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, anything can happen. What's really great about it is it's a really good fight. They've done a good job of building it with all their shenanigans and whatnot on Showtime.
I'm not a fan of that, but
I'm excited about the fight. I want to see it.
I'm excited about the fight. I feel like Hammer didn't need to do what she did with pushing Shields in the ring the other night. I felt like that was forced.
Yeah.
And very clearly marketing. And you might say, oh, but Shields kind of... But when Clarissa's like that, it's just who she is. Like, she's not putting on a show. That's just like who she is. I hope that Claressa actually matures as a woman and that changes a little bit. But, yeah, I was not a fan of that. But I am excited for the fight.
Yeah, it's exciting. So I think you're right. I think you're right about the winner. You're pretty smart.
Okay.
You're the smartest person I know. I love you.
Okay.